Good morning, students. Today we are going to discuss the next chapter, and the name of the next chapter is, students, Private, Public and Global Enterprises. We have discussed the two chapters already, students. We have finished the two chapters, that is Nature and Purpose of Business, and the second chapter is Forms of Business Organization. Now today we are going to discuss the third chapter, that is Private, Public and Global Enterprises. Now students, let's discuss one by one. What do you mean by the term private enterprises, students? Private enterprises are those enterprises which are run, managed and controlled by individuals or group of individuals. Their main motive is to earn profit, students, right? So these are known as private sector enterprises. You have already studied the private sector enterprises in the form of sole proprietorship, partnership, joint Hindu family business, cooperative society and companies. Right, students? These are the 5 types of forms of business organization that comes under private sector enterprises. So let's discuss private sector enterprises, students. Private sector enterprises, business owned, managed and controlled by individuals or a group of individuals. Its objectives is to earn profits. Example, sole proprietorship, joint Hindu family business, partnership, joint stock company, multinational corporations and cooperative society. Right, students, I hope private sector enterprises is very much clear to you, students. Now let's discuss the next topic, and the next topic is public sector enterprises. These enterprises are owned, managed and controlled by the state government as well as the central government. Right, students? Public sector enterprises are those enterprises which are owned, managed and controlled by the state government as well as the central government. Right, students? These are of 3 types. These undertakings are of 3 types: departmental undertaking, statutory corporation, and the third one is the students government company. Right, students? As public sector enterprises comes under the direct control of the ministry concerned. Right, students? These enterprises are established by the special act of the parliament also, students. Right, students? The main aim of these public sector enterprises is to earn profit through serving the society and through development of the country. I hope the public sector enterprises is very much clear to you, students. Now let's discuss public sector enterprises. Public sector which is owned, managed and controlled by government. They may also be a part of ministry or may have come into existence by the special act of the parliament. Right, students? Earning reasonable profit while serving a society. The main aim of public sector enterprises, students, is to serve the society at large with earning reasonable amount of profit. Now these enterprises has to be divided into 3 parts: departmental undertaking, statutory corporation and government companies. Right, students? So I hope public sector enterprises are very much clear to you, students. So let's discuss the global enterprises. Students, global enterprises or multinational corporation or transnational corporations are one and the same thing. Right, students? A company which operates in more than one country. A company in which its business operates in more than one country, they are known as global enterprises, multinational companies or transnational enterprises. For example, Samsung, Sony, LG, right, students, Reebok, these are known as multinational companies. Right, students? Coke, जिनका बिजनेस एक कंट्री से ज्यादा कंट्री में होता है, that comes under multinational corporations और multinational enterprises. So I hope private sector enterprises, public sector enterprises and global enterprises or multinational corporations or students transnational enterprises are very much clear to you. Right, students? So let's discuss the public sector enterprises one by one. Public sector enterprises consist of the departmental undertaking. The very first is departmental undertaking. So what do you mean by the term departmental undertaking, students? It is the oldest and traditional form of undertaking run by the central government or the state government. Right, students? Where strict secrecy are required departmental undertaking is the most appropriate forms of public sector enterprises. They are strict control under the parliamentary concern. Right students, जो भी अर्निंग होती है they are directly deposit into the government treasury. सरकारी खजाने में डायरेक्ट अमाउंट जमा हो जाता है whatever the earning are coming from the departmental undertakings. Examples of departmental undertakings students: post and telegraph, railways, right students, broadcasting communications, right? These are the examples of departmental undertaking. I hope departmental undertaking are very much clear to you, and the biggest example of departmental undertakings is defense, where strict secrecy are required, where huge amount of investment are to be made. Departmental undertaking are essential. So let's discuss departmental undertaking students. It is the oldest and traditional form of public sector enterprises. Right students, it has got full control of the central and state government and follow their rules and regulations. Example: railways, defense, post and telegraph, and telephone services. I hope this is very much clear to you students. Departmental undertakings. So departmental undertakings are the oldest and traditional forms of public sector enterprises. Right students, there are very few things under departmental undertaking which you must know students. The very first is they operate under the overall control of one of the ministers of central or state government students. Right? They are a part of government only. There is no separate entity. Right students, departmental undertaking, there is no separate entity, and as departmental undertaking or beta government, they are the same entity. They are not a separate entity. They cannot be considered as a separate entity. They considered as a same entity. Right students? So these are the departmental undertakings. The other things are they are financed from the annual budget of the government students. The revenue of departmental undertaking are deposited in the treasury of the government. यानी सरकारी खजाने में उसका अमाउंट जमा हो जाता है. Right students? The employees are civil servants under departmental undertakings. Right students? They are the civil servants. Right? They are under the direct control of the departmental head who is accountable to the concerned ministry. Right students? Who are under the concerned ministry students. So डिपार्टमेंट अंडरटेकिंग्स के अंदर स्टूडेंट्स जो भी होते हैं सिविल सर्वेंट्स होते हैं, लाइक यूपीएससी, आईएएस, पीसीएस ऑफिसर्स होते हैं इसके अंदर. सो लेट्स डिस्कस द फीचर्स ऑफ डिपार्टमेंटल अंडरटेकिंग. राइट, मेरिट्स एंड फीचर्स ऑफ डिपार्टमेंटल अंडरटेकिंग. द वेरी फर्स्ट इज इजी फॉर्मेशन. राइट स्टूडेंट्स, एज डिपार्टमेंटल अंडरटेकिंग दे आर इजी टू फॉर्म्ड. No registration is required because it is under the direct control of the ministry concerned or state government or central government. Departmental undertaking के main part होते हैं. So there is not a separate entity. They are considered as the one and the same entity. So right students, easy formation. They are a part of government as no separate entity. No registration is compulsory. Finance, their departmental undertaking is financed from the annual budgets of the government. Right students, I hope this is very much clear to you, the very first merits or features. Then the second one is effective control. Right students, effective control, as the departmental undertaking is strict control under the ministry concerned. Right students, so it is direct and centralized. These undertakings facilitates the parliament to exercise effective control over their operations. Right students, so effective control is very much required. Effective control under the parliament concerned. It is direct and centralized. These undertakings facilitates the parliament to exercise effective control over their operations. Right students? Now come to the third. Third one is optimum utilization of funds. Right students? Whatever the revenue earned from the departmental undertaking, they are directly deposited in the government treasury. Right students, so optimum utilization of funds are required. Right, they are under the strict control, audit control of the departmental undertakings officers. They are the civil servants. Who are the civil servants? So let's discuss optimum utilization of funds students. Proper utilization of funds as financial matters are subject to ministerial sanctions. budgets, accounting, and audit control. So optimal utilization of funds consists of the under departmental undertaking students. Proper utilization of funds as financial matters are subject to ministerial sanctions, budget, accounting, and audit control. Right, students? So the next one is accountability. Of course, students, the accountability leads to the parliament concerned. All the important matters are to be discussed under the parliament because departmental undertakings are strict control under the parliament where strict secrecy are required. Departmental undertaking is necessary. For example, defense, where huge amount of investment is required, that is railways. Right, students, where huge amount of revenue can be earned. Right, students, that is known as post and telegraph. So department undertaking is very much concerned, right? So accountability, as there is direct parliament control, performance of these undertakings can be discussed in parliament. So there is public accountability. जो भी परफॉर्मेंस होती है डिपार्टमेंट अंडरटेकिंग की बेटा वो पार्लियामेंट में डिस्कस करी जाती है बिकॉज दे आर अंडर द स्ट्रिक्ट कंट्रोल ऑफ द पार्लियामेंट्री कंसर्न. Right, all the officers are the civil servants that comes under departmental undertaking. So I hope it is very much clear to you. Public revenue, right, students, जो भी पैसा आता है, जो भी राजस्व प्राप्त होता है, public revenue means it is deposited in the treasury of the government. So these undertaking helps to increase the government revenue. Right, students, it is deposited in the treasury of the government. So these undertaking helps to increase the government revenue. Right, students, I hope this is very much clear to you. Secrecy, as I told you earlier, where strict secrecy are required, department undertaking is the most appropriate form of public sector enterprises. Right, students, where national security is concerned, this form is most appropriate since it is under the direct control and supervision of the concerned ministry. I hope all the points are very much clear to you, students. So under secrecy, where national security is concerned, right, students, this form is most appropriate since it is under the direct control and supervision of the concerned ministry. Students, one more thing is required, where the utmost secrecy is required, that is defense, departmental undertaking is most appropriate. Where government control is necessary, that is broadcasting, departmental undertaking is very much necessary. Where huge investment is involved, that is aircraft, steel, etc., departmental undertaking is the most appropriate choice. Right, students, where the revenue is earned, that is in the form of railways. Mainly जो बेटा revenue earn होता है वो कहाँ से earn होता है? In the form of railways. So departmental undertaking is the best concern. I hope the features or merits are very much clear to you. Now there are some demerits also that comes under departmental undertaking. Right, students? So let's discuss the demerits of departmental undertaking, students. The very first is inflexibility. As I told you earlier, departmental undertaking are concerned mainly in the ministry, right, student? It is under the direct control of the ministry, students. So inflexibility is very much there. Right, students? Inflexibility is very much there. There is too much interference of the ministers and top officials. Right, students? Because of too much interference of the ministers and top officials, government employees in each and every task of departmental undertaking, so there is less amount of flexibility is there. फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी नहीं हो बेटा उसके अंदर इनफ्लेक्सिबिलिटी होती है क्योंकि बेटा मिनिस्टर्स का कंसर्न बहुत ज्यादा होता है, उनका अननेसेसरी इंटरफेरेंस बहुत ज्यादा होता है हर एक बात को लेकर डिपार्टमेंटल अंडरटेकिंग के अंदर. सो देयर इज टू मच इंटरफेरेंस ऑफ मिनिस्टर्स एंड टॉप ऑफिशियल्स. दिस रिड्यूस द फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी एंड एफिशिएंसी ऑफ द डिपार्टमेंटल अंडरटेकिंग. राइट स्टूडेंट्स, बिकॉज जो भी डिपार्टमेंटल अंडरटेकिंग के अंदर काम करने वाले एम्प्लॉयज हैं स्टूडेंट्स, वो बार बार उनको दे हैव टू कंसर्न, दे हैव टू गेट द sanctioned authority from the higher civil servants, right, students, and from the ministers also. Sometimes it becomes delays, right, for taking any decisions. So this is the supposed to be the biggest disadvantage that comes under departmental undertaking. Second, lack of motivation. Right, students, there is lack of motivation with students because the revenue earned by the departmental undertaking has been directly deposited in the government treasury. So there is lack of motivation. राइट स्टूडेंट्स, प्रमोशन होगा तो अपने टाइम पर होगा. देयर कैन बी ट्रांसफर ऑल्सो. प्रमोशन अपने टाइम पर होता है. ऐसा नहीं कि आपने जितनी मेहनत करी है उतना आपको रिवॉर्ड मिलेगा, कुछ बोनस मिलेगा, कुछ एक्स्ट्रा इंक्रीमेंट्स मिलेंगे. नो, राइट स्टूडेंट्स, ऐसा कुछ नहीं होता है डिपार्टमेंट अंडरटेकिंग के अंदर. सो लेट्स डिस्कस लैक ऑफ मोटिवेशन. देयर इज नो पावर टू यूटिलाइज देयर रेवेन्यू एज these are deposited in the treasury. There is no incentive to maximize profits. Generally, promotions are on the basis of seniority and not on the basis of efficiency and efforts. I repeat, promotions are on the basis of seniority, not on the basis of efficiency and efforts. So this is supposed to be the disadvantage of departmental undertaking. Second disadvantage. Now come to the third disadvantage, lack of financial autonomy. No freedom to the departmental undertaking employees to use any amount of money for anything. Right students, there is no freedom at all, right, to use any amount of money because the amount of money has been directly deposited in the government treasury. So let's discuss lack of financial autonomy. They are not allowed to use their own revenue freely, as these have to be deposited in the treasury. Right students, it has no independence of freedom of utilizing fund in its own way. Right students, no independence of freedom to utilize the funds of departmental undertaking in its own way. I hope it is very much clear to you. Lack of financial autonomy. Right students, now come to the next one, inefficient management. Right students, because there is a government officials who are working under the department undertaking. For each and every decision they have to ask the ministry concerned and they have to ask the top official concerned, right? और जब भी बेटा मिनिस्ट्री और टॉप ऑफिशियल कंसर्न अपना काम करेंगे, अपनी अथॉरिटी देंगे, तभी आगे चलकर वो काम भरता है. राइट स्टूडेंट्स, और समटाइम्स द डिसीजंस आर वेरी मच लेट, राइट? So this is the inefficient management is very much there under departmental undertaking, students. So let's discuss. They are managed by the government officials. These officials are overburdened with the paperwork. Of course, students, they are overburdened with the paperwork also. And beta, they spend maximum time to answer the queries from parliament or ministry. Right, students? Transferred, and they get transferred anytime. So this is supposed to be the next disadvantage that comes under departmental undertaking, inefficient management. They are managed by the government officials. These officials are overburdened with the paperwork, right students? With lot of paperwork are there, lot of formalities has to be done by the departmental undertaking officers. They spend maximum time to answer the queries from parliament or ministry, transferred, and they got transferred at any time. Right students? Red tapeism or bureaucracy. Right students, where government offices are made, where government officials are working, bureaucracy और red tapeism अपने आप आ जाती है बेटा उसके अंदर. Bureaucratic control अपने आप आ जाते हैं because they are under the direct control of the ministry concerned, students. तो ministers अपने फायदे के लिए, अपने personal interest के लिए बेटा कुछ decisions को जल्दी कर देते हैं, कुछ decisions को late कर देते हैं. Right students, because they are under the direct control of the parliamentary concern. Right? So I hope this is the biggest disadvantage under departmental undertaking. So let's discuss this advantage. Red tapeism and bureaucracy. It refers to delay in decisions due to many formalities. Right students, as you know, it is a government work and many formalities are required. Right students, and many formalities are there. The decisions on these undertaking are delayed due to administrative formalities. Right students, due to administrative formalities, many things have become pending for long period of time also. Right students, paperwork, procedure, etc. Actions are taken only after following proper channels of authority. Actions can be taken only after following the proper channels of authorities. Right students, I hope this disadvantage is very much clear to you. So under red tapeism and bureaucracy, students, there are bureaucrats जो कि unnecessarily interfere करते हैं वर्किंग में डिपार्टमेंटल अंडरटेकिंग्स की. स्टूडेंट्स, उनकी वजह से बेटा मिनिस्टर्स की वजह से कई बार डिसीजंस लेट हो जाते हैं. कई बार जो टॉप ऑफिशियल्स होते हैं वो अपने पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट के लिए, मिनिस्टर्स अपने पर्सनल इंटरेस्ट के लिए काम को रोक देते हैं, काम को अपने फेवर में कर लेते हैं. सो दिस इज सपोज टू बी द डिसएडवांटेजेस दैट कम्स अंडर डिपार्टमेंटल अंडरटेकिंग. सो लेट डिस्कस द लास्ट वन अगेन. रेड टेपेज्म एंड ब्यूरोक्रेसी. It refers to delay in decisions due to too many formalities. The decision on this undertaking are delayed due to administrative formalities, paperwork, procedures, etc. Actions are taken only after following proper channels of authority. Right, students? I hope this is very much clear to you, students. Right? So these are the advantage and these are the disadvantage of departmental undertaking. Departmental undertaking are those undertakings which are under the strict control of the parliament. This is the oldest form of government sector enterprises, right, students? Right? Oldest and traditional form of enterprise that comes under central or the state government. Now come to the statutory corporation. Now what do you mean by the term statutory corporation? Statutory corporation भी हम एक बार समझ लेते हैं. Statutory corporation comes into existence by the special act of the parliament. This is also a part of a government company, students. This is also a part of a government enterprises or public enterprises, students. They are under the strict control, right, of the parliament concerned. कौन सा बेटा? Statutory corporation. So statutory corporation are formed, come into existence with the strict control of the parliament concerned. Right, students? Special act of the parliament से statutory corporation को खोला जाता है. For example, RBI. Right, students? Reserve Bank of India, LIC, Life Insurance Corporation, UTI, Unit Trust of India. Right, students? State Bank. Right, students? These are all the part of statutory corporation. Now the third one is government company. What do you mean by the term government companies? A government company which is owned, managed and controlled by the government officials, right? In which 51% share are held by the government and 49% share are held in the public sector or private sector. 51% शेयर बेटा गवर्नमेंट के पास होता है और बाकी 49% शेयर पब्लिक के पास होता है. दैट इज नोन एज गवर्नमेंट कंपनी. फॉर एग्जांपल STC, स्टेट ट्रेडिंग कॉर्पोरेशन. राइट, स्टूडेंट्स? So these are the government sector enterprises. So I hope all the three departmental undertaking, statutory corporation and government companies, it is very much clear to you. We will discuss statutory corporation and government company in the next session, in the next video. So under this, today we are going to start private sector, public sector and global enterprises, students. So then come under the, let's discuss the departmental undertakings, right? Easy formation. It is easy to form as there is no separate entity, students. Government और बेटा departmental undertaking एक ही चीज है. They are treated as the same entity. Now come to the effective control. It is direct and centralized. This undertaking facilitates the parliament to exercise effective control over their operations. Optimum utilization of funds. Proper utilization of funds as financial matters are subject to ministerial sanctions. Budgets, accounting and audit control are required. Accountability, as there is direct parliamentary control, performance of this undertaking can be discussed in parliament, so there is public accountability.